Fern vom Seilersee kämpft der IEC. Auf geht's, Iserlohn Roosters, schießt ein Tor, scheiß Kölner Haie. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I promised last week to sing, or sort of sing, when Biden would win the election. And yes, I know Trump is still sitting in his Führerbunker in the White House, but I hope that after a few more days he'll concede. But with Trump, you'll never know what will happen. So, hello and welcome to another episode of our weekly Spielworxx chat. My name is Uli Blennemann. But I'm having two guests today, the wonderful Rola and the wonderful Costa from Portugal. Welcome, Rola. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Locked down a little bit, but I'm healthy. And with my family, so it's top.
Yeah, this is the most important thing, of course. Healthy and family, that everybody is healthy. And how are you, Costa?
I'm very well, thank you. My family also well. Thank you for having me. I'm very glad and very happy to be here with you.
Yeah, well, it's great seeing you guys. That's what it is. And here in the chat, I'm already seeing a few people, Steve and Mo. Mo, actually, we three here, so Rola, Costa, and I, we just talked before the show a little bit about the cost, about your game. And there is Ray, and he's saying, yeah, Zopo Trump has been defeated. It is what it is, yes. Daniel, hello, Daniel. Good to see you. But let us now start with first with some personal background of you. So, Costa, who is Costa the person? So, please tell us something.
Costa the person, that's a good question. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm 47 years old. I'm a game enthusiast and a game designer wannabe still. And I usually like to say that I'm the kindest guy you will ever meet if you don't push my toes.
Yeah, and please tell, very good answer. Please tell us something about you, Rola.
Yeah, my name is Jose. Rolla is from my former life of scout, and I'm 52. I live in the middle of Portugal, nearby Costa, real near. I'm civil engineer, and I have a family, wife, and two kids. Rodrigo already playing with me and testing games, and Juliana starting doing the same too.
Very good. This sounds also excellently. But please, if you have some questions here or some comments, please put them in the chat window, and we'll try to respond. But how did you come to gaming, Rola? So how did this start?
Yeah, I think like everybody in Portugal, when we are kids, we played the usual games like Monopoly and Risk and something like that. Later on, I have a very good friend. It's one of my best friends in Germany, and I visit him in Berlin. I love Berlin; it's a fantastic city. I must say, I love Germany, and I played with him Catan in I don't know 95, 96, something like that. Of course, Carcassonne and so on and so on. And he offered me some games. So I start playing a little bit here, and I start searching for new games. And in 2006, I met Costa and the other guys of Spielportugal at the first LadyCon.
So,
like
yeah. And how were you always a gamer, Costa, or how did this start?
Yes, I started gaming with my father, but more the old classics like chess. I played chess for many years with my father. He taught me. Then I played also some traditional board games like Cluedo and Risk and Monopoly. Then I became an avid computer gamer. Played a lot of computer games. And then with my friends of that time, which are still my friends today, Paulo, Nuno, Carlos, and with the Spielportugal team, we started to play board games like Serenissima, Catan, and we started to rediscover the new board games that we didn't know they existed until then.
Yeah. But how did you guys meet? And when you met, did you immediately start designing games together, or how did this happen?
I met Costa at the entrance of the first LyriaCon, and he was a big guy there, and I thought it was the security guy of the convention. But when he opened his arms, I found it was some guy from the organization. So, and later, I don't know, but 1 year later, the Spiel Portugal team invited me to join them, and it was, of course, very, very. It was a honor for me, and it was really good. So we start playing and playing more, and I don't know. I guess we thought about doing a game or creating a game. I don't know. I even don't know how it started.
I think it was a conversation we had in driving the car. I picked you at home to go to Paulo's house to play some games, and in the travel, in the voyage, I knew that you had some ideas for games. I also had some ideas for games. This was around the time that Paulo and Nuno released Madeira, their game, and I remember talking to you saying, "Well, they are both working together. Maybe we should do the same and start working together. One would push the other," and that's how we started. We just sat down, exchanged some ideas, and started designing games.
Wonderful, yeah. But so I have a few comments here or questions also in the chat, but I would like to. So I will get to them, but I want to finish first, or I want to first ask another question here to these two guys. So then you started designing together, but how is it start designing together? Because most designers do it alone. Of course, we know about Kramer Kiesling, probably the most famous duo of designers. But how is it designing together? But you are not living far. So Wolfgang Kramer is in southern Germany, and Michael Kiesling is more in the northern part. So they are really distant. But you are living close together, right?
No, I'm 15 minutes away from Rola, so I just go drive to his house, or he drives at my house, and we are 15 minutes apart from each other. It's very, very, very close, and we always start with an idea, with a story, because it's our approach. We think that we want to tell a story, and all games start with that story, and then we research the story. Usually Rola does that part more than I do. We research the theme, and then we start working some mechanics that would fit with the team. And we do there's a funny thing that in the beginning Rolla is all about the theme and I'm all about the mechanic, and we start mixing things together, and then in the late stage of development things switch a bit, and Rolla starts thinking a lot on the mechanics, and I start questioning the thematic things behind that mechanic. And so I think we both balance very well. We fit very well together, and we know for many years now, and we know each other very well. So we very quickly perceive when the other one is on something, or when things are not going well, and we balance very well each other, and I think we are a good fit.
Would you agree on this, Rola, or are you saying, this is not true?
No, I must say that the first, I must say that the first stage of our partnership is the friendship. So we are
Yes.
friends. That it's really important. And the second, and what Costa said about mixing the ideas and the concepts is about when we start drinking something.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and by the way, we are also seeing, and they are saying hello to you guys. There is Jason
Hello,
Dinger,
everybody.
and
Hi, Jason.
there is Claude Sirois, the designer of Grand Trunk Journey. So they arrived too. But partly, I wanted to get back to one question, but you already answered it in part, because Mo, the designer, one of the designers of the Costa, he's asking, what is the inspiration for Yinzi? And then did it start with theme first or mechanics? And I think the second part you already answered. There was a theme first, but what was the inspiration to moving this to Yinzi? Because it's not Portugal, of course.
Rola, do you want to take on this one?
Oh, we started. It was our first game. It was about Mozambique. But when we worked a lot on this theme, but it isn't popular theme at this moment. It's not, because it's always with troubles, and even because of the time that we scheduled the game was with the Portuguese. Mozambique was a Portuguese colony.
Yeah.
So we needed to move to another theme, and China came to our mind. And when I start digging this Ming dynasty period, it was full of ideas coming to us. So it was like the theme chose us to do Enzy.
Oh, this is very well said. So, yeah, sounds good. So, but of course, you haven't only designed Yinzi for Spielworxx, but I think you so far you did also Six Castles. You did
Yes.
Cafe. By the way, there's also Matt Wolf in the chat, designer of two forthcoming Spielworxx games. The next one will be, or the first one for Spielworxx will be Squaring Circleville next year. And he mentioned that he likes Cafe very much. And so these games are already out. But
Yes.
then there is also Imperial Century for What's Your Game, which is, of course, now a Portuguese game company. First Italian,
Yes.
then German in Berlin, and then from Berlin back
Yeah.
to you.
Something that you should think about.
Yeah, actually, my wife would immediately, if I'd say I'd move to Portugal, she would immediately say, "Yay! Can we go tomorrow? Can we go tomorrow?" I have my problems, Alison, and I think I could very well live in Portugal because it's such a lovely country and so many lovely people. And your area is so nice where you live. My problem is language because I'm not learning languages easily and well. And if I'm outside of my language comfort zone, so if I'm not in a German language speaking country, I'm having problems. I'm having problems. I need to feel the nuances of the language, but otherwise, of course, I could live in Portugal, of course. And my wife, immediately gone. So without any thinking. But please tell us something about castles. Six Castles, sorry, Cafe and Imperial Century.
Yes, that's true. Well, Six Castles was our second released game after Yinzi by a Portuguese small company, Pitágoras. It's a tile placement game that we worked about a year and something. Cafe is our latest release. It was released 2 months ago, I think. It has been very good. The feedback is very good about there it is about Cafe. Cafe is I think it's a small but very powerful game. It's a big game in a small box. And we hope that the game will be it is being very well received, and we hope that it will be even more received. The Imperial Century that we're talking, it's a game in progress still. We are working with What's Your Game still in the game. It has been a hard work of going forward, going backwards, but the game will be out. I cannot say when now, but the game will be out hopefully soon enough. And we can already tell you that we have many more projects in the coming year. 2-3 years we'll have 3 games, maybe more in the coming.
I'm already looking forward to all your work. Rola, I have a question. So first, can you please show again the box of Café? Because I like the artwork. So I think it's very classy and stylish.
Yes.
So very nice. So second question here is, Rola, are there any publishers from outside of Portugal interested in these games? So in Six Castles or Café, or is this a multilingual edition? So how has these games been done?
It's a multilingual edition, and especially Cafe is having lots of interest outside the country. I know that the publisher is now in negotiations with some companies abroad to have the cafe there, and even it sold out.
Very good.
I thought that this Christmas would be a cheaper Christmas for me because I would give cafe to everybody, and I have no cafes at all.
But this is wonderful, and publishers out there, if there is somebody viewing this, listening this, please get in touch. And I think these games deserve a new print run, larger print run from other companies. So please get in touch. But I have a question here from Matt to Yinzi. Yinzi was your first released game. Was it also your first design? If so, was it intimidating working on such a large game as your first? Or yeah.
Yinzi is a work that was. Rola told earlier that our first design was Mozambique, and we worked a lot on that game. And then we presented that game to What's Your Game, and they really loved the mechanic and wanted the game, but they didn't want that theme, and they proposed us a different idea, and he gave us the idea. Try to work around the theme of China. So we started to work on the game, and because we are heavy gamers, we really like games that are heavier. We wanted to do an epic economic game, and we Rolla tunneled us to the work on the Ming Dynasty, the period where the game is developed and that the game focuses on, and we started to work the mechanics of that game. I think that we worked on the game Rolla 4 years.
Yeah, and because it was our first game, I don't know, but I think we must do it all the time. But it was well tested, and we work before to present to Uli. And you remember what you said when I present to you? Oh, it's not usual to see such a developed
Yeah.
game. It was because that.
Yeah, I can only agree on this and can confirm. So when I saw Yinzi first, you immediately saw that there already was a lot of work done on the game. So it was not, there's a nice mechanism here and there's an idea there, and please develop the rest. So no, the game was already in very good shape. Yeah, I think that. It was excellent before presenting the game that you did already put so much work in it. And here in the chat I have a comment from Ray on Café, and he's saying Café is great. But I'm so bad at it, still trying to get more than 22 points in solo. So I don't even know because I haven't played if this is good. Probably if Ray is saying he is only 22, I would have 5 points. So
I have two words for him. Try again.
try again, Ray. So he's asking for any tips. So try again. That's the best advice these guys are giving
He
you.
will do better. The game has this. The game has this thing that we will. Every player that plays cafe will get better from game to game. You'll understand the small things of the game, and you'll become a better player every time you play the game. Soon enough, you'll do 30 points, and then 35 more of that. If you do more than 35,
You're cheating.
give me a call because I will I will send you a sweater or something. I'm the king of cafe.
So you hear it. Just give Costa a phone call. Just saying I had 36 points. So that's it's that easy to get a gift from Costa. But earlier already you mentioned Spiel Portugal,
Yes.
and and I think you are members of the board of Spiel Portugal. So please give us some information of that organization and what you are doing.
Spiel Portugal is basically a group of friends. Paulo and Nuno, well-known designers, me, Rola, and we have also Dominguez, Andrade, and Carlos. We are 7 friends. That's our brand there. Basically, we are 7 dudes. We are a group of friends. We have another friend that sadly deceased some years ago, Paul Inácio, that now we have an award with his name that we attribute every year, was also a member of our team. And that's it. It's not a big organization. It's a group of friends that love board games and that play games together as much as we can. And we do two things basically. Besides gaming, we have a convention that we want and we are very proud of. That is LadyCon, and I think it's the best convention in the world.
Absolutely.
And we have the award Jogo do Ano. That means in Portuguese Game of the Year, and we have given this game for more than 10 years now, and we award the game that we believe is the best game of the year. Usually, heavy games. It's our kind of prize.
Yeah.
And this is what we do besides our professional world and our family world. We dedicate almost every free time we have to Spiel Portugal and to prepare LadyCon and to play as many games as possible to award with seriousness the award game of the year.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course you can see that there is a group of friends, and these are all gamers, so heavy gamers. So it's not like Spiel des Jahres in Germany where you have kids games, family games, and then Kennerspiel, and the ones above it they are even not mentioned. So at Spiel Portugal, often very heavy games win the prize because this organization thinks it's the best game of the year. So I think last year it was Lisboa, right?
No,
No, this 2 years ago, right?
yes, last year was the root.
Yes, of course, it was Root. Yes, of course. But Rola, because Costa mentioned this already, and he said, and he is absolutely correct, Lariacon. So please tell us something about Lariacon, because in my opinion too, this is the best. You see, there's Lariacon. So these guys are prepared. But in my opinion, it's also the best gaming convention in the world. So you can game 24 hours a year in a hotel directly at the Atlantic coast. There are wonderful and nice people. If you want to, you can drink 24 hours a day. So and you can game and drink, although it gets hard after a couple of days. But please tell us something about Lariacon, Roland.
Yeah, Lyricon is, I think, especially space and the time to game to play, but to talk about games and of course about life. And when we go there and year after year, it's a time and a space to talk about friendship too.
Yes.
And you mentioned earlier that you need an environment with your language to be safe. Of course, Lyricon is already this environment because there's plenty of people from German, uh, but other people from Europe and even from United States. And when they came, I think they feel that it's the moment and the space is just to have fun and to relax. There's no this kind of conferences with the designers and with the publishers. No, we um, have lots of rooms and tables with people playing. Some are designers, some are publishers, some are reviewers, some are simple gamers. And if they want to talk with each other about what I don't know, they talk. And if they want to drink, they drink. If they want to go to the beach and see the ocean, of course, it's
Yeah, and I think the time of the year is also important because it was in March, so you're coming out of winter, then suddenly the weather normally is nice in Portugal already at that time, and that is, I think, attractive to lots of people from Northern Europe, so from Germany or from the UK. But as you said, were also people from the US. We had Ella from Australia over there, so it's really a wonderful mix. And
in the last convention, we had people from, I believe, almost 20 different countries.
that is so excellent. And but it doesn't feel like, of course, it's much smaller, and this is the appeal of the convention. So you can talk to almost all people, but it doesn't feel like Gen Con or Origins or Spiel.
No,
There is
no,
no
not at all.
hectic. There is just enjoying games and life, and this is what makes the convention so special. And I think Steve is saying, I hope to attend LariaCon one day if you have a chance. If you have a chance, and of course, if you are overseas, I know it's quite costly. Then you should do so. I cannot really I can only recommend this very much. It's, in my opinion, the best thing in tabletop in analog gaming that you can do in a year. But of course, this year there was no LariaCon.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, so what are your plans for next year? Right now, all over Europe, all over the world, most probably, it doesn't look good. But what are your plans?
We are working still in order to execute Lyriacon in next March. But at this point, the uncertainty in the air is obvious, and I cannot say 100% sure that we'll have Lyriacon next March. We are working for it to happen.
Yeah.
But as things are today in this pandemic, this global pandemic that affects us all, we cannot. The first thing, the most important thing, if we cannot assure that we have a safe convention, we will not do it.
Yeah, I can
That's
understand.
that's the first thing.
Yeah, Rola, anything to add to this?
I think I'm out.
Yeah, you are still there, but yeah, I think you are frozen right now. But anyway, so it's probably Costa who wants to talk a little bit more now. No, hopefully Rola is back soon here. I see him. I see him. Yeah, there he is. So yeah, but I can perfectly understand that at this moment it is impossible to plan for this. I think now we lost him.
He will come back again.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
just to
I'm
complement.
hearing you.
This is also good, and I have some questions in a few minutes here. So
I just want to compliment one thing. If we realize that we will not be able to do a recon, we will be announcing it very soon, or as soon as possible. We don't want to have people make arrangements to come and then in 2 days earlier we are not. No, we don't do that. We will announce with time in advance for people to take care of their own lives and not be
there he is again.
affected.
Yeah, but I totally understand, and there's also Karthik. Hi, Karthik, and he was of course also at LariaCon before, and he's saying that even you taught him Yinzi at the convention. So you see, it is wonderful, and yes, Steve is saying it is also a good idea if you have an expensive trip that you not only come over to LariaCon but stay in Portugal.
Yes,
My wife is saying Lisbon is her favorite city in the whole world that she visited so far. So it's a wonderful place. You can go to Porto, yeah, so there are to the Algarve. So there are so many places, and maybe you can
the
combine
food is
this.
great. The food is great. The climate is great. The gaming is awesome. The beer is good. Why not come?
Just you two bloody bastards over there. So it's, but you can't have everything.
Yes,
But yeah, and Jason is saying he's saying that Six Castles is great.
Yeah.
But he's saying that Cafe is already out of stock in the US, and so he can't pre-order it. And as you were saying earlier, Rola, hopefully there will be a new edition then, right?
I
So
I think
Yeah.
that in the early second quarter, I think that maybe there will be a new print run for that period of time. Second quarter next year.
okay, so Jason, listen to that. Put it already on pre-order. You'll have it then
I'm
in
not
a couple
sure.
of
It's
months.
what I've heard from the publisher.
Yeah, but Jason will now nail you on this. So that's
Jason,
what it
I will
is.
call you.
oh, this is also good. Okay, so hopefully we will meet next year if it is not at LariaCon, because
Mhm.
LariaCon March is early, but
And
maybe at Essen if this is happening next year in the fall. So maybe over there. But before we finish this, I'm having three quick questions for both of you. And please answer without long thinking. So, really, question, answer, question, answer. And I'll start with you, Rola. So, what is your favorite designer?
Costa.
That is a polite answer. This is a lame, polite answer. Oh, so Costa, what is your favorite designer?
Rolla.
If I had thought about this, I would be out here. So why are these guys my guests? Yeah, okay. So, but
Well,
now
that
we go.
I can answer. I can answer. After Costa, Michael Schacht.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
And
Um,
I would say Vladimir Sushi.
Yeah, it's also so good choices for sure. And there is for people who are looking for a castle. Matt is saying so, especially to Jason here, you can pre-order it from Game Castle. Game Castle, it's still on pre-order there. So next question. I'm now starting with you, Costa, and don't be polite this time. So
Okay.
no mentioning of Spielworxx. So what is your favorite publisher?
What's your game?
Rola.
I think the same. Yeah.
Again, very polite. Of course, Imperial Century is done. So their next game by What's Your Game? Now, and Paolo, Nuno, everybody is working there. So it doesn't make any sense having a stream with these two guys. Final question. And I'm starting with you, Rola, again. What is your favorite hockey team?
What?
Favorite ice hockey team?
Ah, the Roosters.
Wonderful. Now we are talking with Costa. What is your favorite ice hockey team?
The Roosters.
Yeah, of course. So everything is forgiven, everything is good. So very well. Yes, exactly. So yeah, Rola Costa. It was wonderful having you here as my guests, and as I said, let's hope to meet personally next year at a convention when it is possible. And
Yes.
next week we will have a regular episode here, so me presenting some Spielworxx and industry news. And we have here, Claude is also saying, me too, Roosters is my favorite team. So you see, there is some love for the Roosters here. But thank you for your time, everybody. If you would like to see a special topic discussed or have a specific question that you'd like to ask in advance, just drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. And till then, bleibt gesund and Black Lives Matter. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.